Okay. It is not protocol interface. You must say application programming interface. It is full form. What is definition? API is a base or platform for the Java developer to construct applications using language or technology or framework. You must read this definition also, everybody. The JDBC API, we started learning. From the JDBC API for us, Java.SQL package, we call it as JDBC API. Java.SQL package, we call it as JDBC API. Each package from your each package from your Java language, you can call it as one API. So we started learning Java.SQL package. We started. From that SQL package, the last week you learned connection interface, driver manager class, statement interface, prepared statement interface, ResultSet interface. So all are interfaces except driver manager. They all came from the library only. So whenever we want to learn this JDBC API, one format of learning needed. For that, I made a statement. Java.SQL.connection is the root of your JDBC API, I said. That connection interface has many methods. All we cannot by heart it and remember it. So all we cannot by heart it and remember it. So among these few methods you should remember. So I written 10 methods I written in your book. Create a statement, prepare statement, prepare call. Right? Next, get auto commit, set auto commit, commit, rollback, set save point, release save point, and connection. Close. Like this, some 10 required methods I written there. Among that, I started using, means I used two methods to you, create statement and prepare statement. By using create statement, I created implementation object for statement interface. The statement interface will support Java developer to execute normal queries like create, insert, retrieve, update, delete without in parameters. That's the definition available with you. And opposite to statement, we had prepared statement. Whenever you want to create object for prepared statement, I took the support of one method known as prepare statement. Whatever I recorded, you must read them. For interview purpose, it will be simplified. Prepare statement method is used to create implementation of prepared statement. That implementation object, the prepared statement will support to execute normal queries like create, insert, retrieve, update, delete with in parameters. That is the statement available. Among these 5 queries, I not yet executed create query, create table from Java program I not shown. Directly, indirectly in the last, because first week only no, all I cannot show in a single week, slowly, based on the requirement, update you. So create I not used. I'm asking you to do the create table from SQL command line only still. But you know how to perform insert operation, retrieve operation. One program we updated with your update and delete, we done it. Update and delete, we done it. So these 2 operations we done it. So finally, we performed 4 operations from the Java program. Four operations we've done from Java. So create operation I not performed. Somebody asked one doubt to me, sir, return type is int k. I said it is returning 1. I'll give a clarity also. Sometimes k will get 0 also. I'll show that. Create a table. Whenever I started creating table with a Java program, what value available in the k, I'll show it. But after now you're doing insert, update, delete. Whenever you do these 3 operations with execute update method, return type is 1. What is the k value now? 1 only, because 1 record inserted or 1 record updated, 1 record deleted. So what is the k value now? 1. In create a table, k value will be different. I'll show separately to you. Create, I'll run last. Before entering into servlet program, I'll run it, one program. Until then, you practice that insert, update, delete, on demand, and one results. That is, what is that? Retrieve query. There, we used a few programs with the 2 assignments to you. 2 assignments to you. How many of you done the first assignment? Raise your hands. How many of you started doing it? Raise your hands. Started doing this one. This one I'll give the solution. Don't worry. Before that, 1 or 2 days, I'll give a time to you, write it. So I also will give a solution for it. Register, login, exit. Major your confusion is, you know insert operation, you know delete operation, you know that. But how to coordinate that only problem. Problem will come with coordination. I know. Not to employ, everybody can do. But being a core Java spent for almost 3 months in Amirpet, definitely you must be in position to coordinate in the form of application format. You must know. At least you must reach up to 40 to 50%. You must reach it. I'll support by writing a solution here. Then I took one student. How many of you started typing this? Raise your hands. Right. These 2, up to your maximum effort, you tried. So 2, everybody in the class who are practicing seriously, you tried. Who are not practicing, headache not there. I made that statement to you already. Headache not there, sir, for me. Because I not yet opened my practical, for me headache not there. So for that people, headache will not be there. Who started? You keep on typing them. I'll give the solution. Clear, right? Their prepared statement only playing a role. Okay, right? Now, if this information, these are all jar files. For information purpose, I written. One day I'll work with the second database in this week only. Because last week I should not confuse you giving a MySQL. So I must make the students to work with Oracle database first. Then after a comfortable stage, I'll introduce a second database, that is MySQL. I'm planning it to introduce in this week. One session I'll introduce MySQL, I'll train it. So that you can update yourself by this Sunday, whenever you find time on 21st Sunday, you can work with MySQL once again, installing, setting path, and so on. You can do. I'll give the notes by Friday or Saturday. I'll do that work. That's a plan for this week. Remaining jar files for information purpose I written. When I go to servlet program and JSP, more clarity will come when I'm doing that. Okay, right? So this week also, I must introduce few syllabus without wasting the time. If I execute this week correctly only, our syllabus will come out. That's a plan. Okay, right? So I want to start streams with the database, I said to you, right? Before doing streams with the database, I'm doing one more work known as ResultSet. I'm doing. Already you know the ResultSet, no? Right. The ResultSet objects will be 2 types to you. Let me do that work, right? Okay. All of you comfortable with the last week? Louder. Yes or no to me? Right. So every week you have to cross check by Sunday whether you are comfortable or not. That you don't need core Java also, no problem. Core Java is a language. So here or there you can practice it, right? In Adv Java, small clarity needed. What is happening in the room? In this week, what topics completed? Whether I've understood the topics correctly or not, that clarity must be there in the Adv Java. The reason, Adv Java base for your Spring and web services. So remaining 2 layers are available. The two layers will be depending upon the Advanced Java. So core Java common only language. So here are there, if you practice, don't practice also. I must not say don't practice. It's a components, right? So there you can practice constructor directly, exception handling directly, you can practice. But here clarity must be there. Week by week, you should cross check what components completed, whether you have been attempted them with practical or not, you have to cross check. Now we are going for week 2 in Advanced Java week 2. After demonstrations, week 1 and week 2 we are entering, right? In the week 2, I am writing, make it FAQ, define result set, define result set, define result set. Result set is an interface from java.sql package. Result set is an interface from java.sql package. SQL package, and which is used to hold, result generated from select queries, Result set is an interface from java.sql package, and which is used to hold result generated from select queries. Whenever you are writing a select queries in your program, the select query result is available on the result set. I drawn the diagram clearly to you know already. Yes or no? Right. The last week I presented 2 diagrams to you in your book. The first diagram I highlighted. The result set I highlighted in the first diagram. In the second diagram, I highlighted prepared statement, setter method, getter method. So normal definition available in your core Java. Setter methods are used to set the data to object. Getter methods are used to get the data from the object. So in your prepared statement, how many parameter indexes are there? That many parameter index fields are created part of your object. That is our imagination. And we are using setter method to set the data to the fields. And whenever you want to get the data, for getter methods also available in the prepared statement. Anyway, I not used the getter method from your prepared statement. I used getter methods from your result set I used. So finally, in overall information to you as a code writer, setter methods will support you to set the data to object. Getter methods are used to get the data from the object. From core Java, I missed that concept, sir. Here also notes available, not available for setter and getter no means. Need not worry. In the servlet program, bean class, bean objects concept will come. In the servlet programming, bean class, bean objects will come. There again we write setter methods, getter methods, coding rule. You can educate yourself in bean classes of servlet. Directly or indirectly, informations will come. Don't worry about that. Okay, right. So with this informations available in the last week, I drawn a diagram where result set is holding the result generated from select queries. That's the information. What is the syntax of creating object for result set? Make it. We use the following syntax to create implementation object for result set interface. implementation object for result set interface. The following syntax is used to create implementation object for result set interface. Look here, two syntaxes will be there. One is statement, one is prepared statement. Yes or no? Na? What is the method we are going to use now? Execute query. This execute query method available in the statement and prepared statement. Both are there. So I am writing two syntaxes. I am writing now using statement. Using statement, we'll write result set rs is equal to some stm dot execute query. We are passing that select query as a parameter. Select query as parameter. Using prepared statement. Result set rs is equal to ps dot execute query. So one small interview question available here. What is the difference between execute query method available in statement and prepared statement? One interview question is there. Execute query method in statement is with parameter. Execute query method in prepared statement is without parameter, because the query structure available in the prepared statement object creation only. That point you have to highlight it. All of you understood this theoretical representation, what you know already. Already know this. No, if anybody has to define result set, you must be in position to speak about it 1 or 2 lines. So all our interfaces except driver manager. All of you clear with this statement? Connection is what now? Interface. Driver manager class. Statement interface. Prepared statement interface. Result set also interface only. Only driver manager is the class. Okay. Now these result sets, two types will be there. Make it types of result set objects. Make a statement. Types of result set objects. 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 Non-scrollable result set object. Scrollable result set object. Non-scrollable result set object and scrollable result set object. Right. Let me open the first diagram what I drawn to you based on result set once. Right. See there. is the first diagram I drawn to you on that day. It's a diagram. So in this diagram, I educated you. Whenever we run one execute query method, the data will come to one temporary location. By terminology, we are calling it as what now? Operating system buffer. From this operating system buffer, the data is available to your result set object. This is a diagram I drawn to you on the day. There is one cursor available, no? That is a cursor. Based on the cursor movement, these objects are categorized into two types. That's the entire question. Sir, if I can move the cursor in one direction, means what? From top of the table data to bottom of the table. This is table data only. Table data came to operating. That point also important because I am running transaction management. I'm running in this week. In this week, one program will come. Transaction management program will come. For the transaction management, our student visibility, the data will be in the buffer. From that buffer, data is available to result set. Now on this result set, one cursor is there. That is our imagination. If we move the cursor in only one direction, from top of the table data to bottom of the table data, that is non-scrollable. Means only one direction the cursor will come. No, sir. I want this object to be scrollable. Scrollable means you can move the cursor down, you can move the cursor up. So down the table, up the table, you can move it. In two directions, if you can move, that is scrollable. In your page, scrolling button will be there. No? This is scroll only, no, here, this one. This is scroller, this is scroller, not no. This one I'm moving up and down, right? If we can move the cursor in two directions, up and down, that is scrollable. If we can move the cursor only in one direction, that is non-scrollable. So result set objects are how many types now? Two types, scrollable and non-scrollable. The last week, the objects are non-scrollable objects only. Whatever I given in the last week, one or two programs based on your result set, the objects are non-scrollable. You can move the cursor only in one direction. Whenever you want to move the cursor in one direction, what is the method used now? Next method used. You're using a method or not now? Next. RS dot next. The cursor will move down like this. Somebody asked me a question from online. Sir, what is the difference between next and as next? As next is a collection framework, iterative state, iterator. As next is a collection framework. As next is a method will work on your iterator object. That is different. Who knows collection framework? I don't know collection framework, but leave it out. As next are not there in your mind. So that is separate object. This is separate object. Comparison will not come. We are working on result set object. We are not working on collection object. If you work on collection object, as next method will come. Who knows that? Sir, collection object not there, sir. Remove it. We are working on result set object. When you are working on result set object, our method is next. Next method will support Java developer to move the cursor in one direction. Row by row, it moves. First row, actually cursor will be pointing before the first row. This is also entire question only. Right? The cursor will be pointing before the first row. RS dot next come to row 1, row 2, row 3 and come out. If it can move only in one direction, that is non-scrollable. That will I written here. Make it non-scrollable means what, sir? In non-scrollable result set objects, the cursor is moved only in one direction. Only in one direction, which means the cursor moves from top of the table data to bottom of table data. Top of table data to bottom of table data. Top of table data to bottom of table data. Top of table data to bottom of table. Only in one direction. Top to bottom. In scrollable result set objects, the cursor can be moved in two directions, which means down the table data and upward the table data. Down the table data and upward the table data. Down the table data and upward the table data. Down the table data and upward. Two directions the cursor can be moved. The cursor can be moved in two directions. Two syntaxes, one with the statement, one with the prepared statement. Statement syntax. Statement STM is equal to con dot create statement. Your parameter is type and mode. Prepared statement PS is equal to con dot prepare statement. Query structure, type and mode. Now, so type means type and mode. Type and mode. Type, majorly three types are written. Uppercase are written. Who are maintaining nodes, write uppercase only. Mode also uppercase, concur, read only, concur, updatable, and so on. Sir, mode specifies action to be performed. Right. Right. If completed, look here once. Now, among this type, majorly three types are there. See there? Type forward only means this option will say move the cursor only in one direction, that is forward. Whenever I take type scroll, if I take it, you can move the cursor in two directions, forward and backward. But here, insensitive and sensitive, one term is there here. So why I kept this diagram open means this is your database data. Whenever you open your SQL command line, whenever you insert one record, again your database trainer will say use commit. Yes or no? What is commit now? Your teacher will say save to database. Means what? You are not inserting the data to database directly. You are inserting the data to one buffer or one temporary location. That only blue color box. Whenever if I insert it, one buffer will be there, part of operating system. In that buffer, the data is inserted. Whenever you say commit from that buffer, the data will go to database. So for this temporary buffer, the backend connection is database. Now, for our result set, backend storage is buffer. Yes or no? For data, our result set object, this is result set object. Our result set object back data is buffer. Whenever I say type means cursor direction. Whenever I say type forward means only cursor will come only in direction, one direction, that is forward direction. Whenever I say type scroll, two directions it will go. Suppose you want to modify something, updatable also there. Here updatable action. Can you see read only updatable? Sometimes you can update it. That buffer or object you can update it. Roughly I'm speaking. Okay, right. Suppose you made a changes here. Sensitive, insensitive. What is sensitive organs? Your skin is a sensitive organ, no? Yes or no? No. Yes or no? No. Sensitive means what? If anybody pinches, you'll shout, no? Sir, sensitive means some sense is coming to background. Same one. Sensitive means whenever you make a change in the result set. Whenever you make a change in the result set, buffer is modified. That is sensitive. You modify here, buffer will be modified. It's called sensitive. Insensitive means modify here, buffer not affected. Buffer not affected. Sir, who will decide it? I only will decide. Code writer. Type scroll insensitive, type scroll sensitive. Two options are there. If I say type scroll sensitive, if any modification happened in the result set, the modification will be reflected to the buffer also. All of you understood this statement? Whenever I say insensitive, if any modification happened in the result set, that is not reflected to the buffer. That only meaning of sensitive and insensitive. So two options are there in that scrolling. Type scroll insensitive where buffer is not affected. Sensitive where buffer is affected if you make a modification. Mode. Mode says that for what purpose you are moving the cursor. Mode says that for what purpose you are moving the cursor. I am moving the cursor for reading the data. If not, I am moving the cursor to update the data. Nothing but changes the data roughly. I want to change the data. So I am moving for update. I am moving for read only. Mode specifies what action you are going to do. Mode specifies what action you are going to do. Type specifies direction of that cursor. All of you understood this statement? Right. Now comes, sir, what are these numbers? What are these numbers? Now result set is a interface or class? Result set is a interface. In this result set, these are variables. They are predefined variables, that is. Type forward only one variable, that is. Type scroll insensitive one variable. Type scroll sensitive one variable. Conquer read only one variable. Conquer updatable one variable. What is the rule of variable in the interface? What is the rule of variable in the interface now? Variables which are declared within the interface are automatically static, automatically final. Yes or no? What is static variable now? Sir, the static variable according to interface will get the memory within the interface. You can access with interface name. What is final? Sir, final variable must be initialized with value. One value must be there. Without value, you cannot take final variable in your interface. Error will come. So must be initialized with value. Once initialized, you cannot modify. That's called final. So these are all final variables now, sir. What are the values initialized? The values are written. That first variable initialized with the value 1003. Second variable initialized with 1004. Third one initialized with 1005. All of you observe that statement? Right. So they are initialized with the values. The values also are written. So already is a predefined interface. The interface is having a predefined final variable. That final variable is having predefined values. All of you at this point? Sir, why you written uppercase, sir? Why they are in uppercase? Is there any specific reason? Yes. In core Java, we hide one point to you. Final variables must be declared in the uppercase. Remember the statement, what I'm making. In core Java, we never record that statement. Why we never record means the final variable will come in the interface. Interface itself is a different component according to student psychology. Interface holding one abstract method. That abstract method must need a body there, and the interface must be implemented to one class now. The class has to write one body. The rules you are learning now. There, that only makes one stress on the student. Then again, I should not change the rule there. So I not given a rule in your core Java. Not only me, your core Java trainers will not give that rule. In advanced Java, we specify a pointer to you. Whenever you want to take a final variable, remember the statement from your core Java trainer, trainer's part. If you forget also, he never record it sometimes because he knows that if I don't say also, advanced Java trainer will say, and he'll give the word to me only. So as advanced Java trainer from today, whenever you want to write one final variable, you should write uppercase. Uppercase variables represent final variables. Final variables means what now? Must be initialized with the value. Once initialized, cannot be modified. All of you understood? So result set is having these variables. All of you clear about this statement, right? So result set objects are two types: scrollable, non-scrollable. Scrollable means we can move the cursor in two directions: bottom of the table and top of the table, forward, backward. Whenever I want to move the cursor, I must create object with type and mode. Type specifies the direction, mode specifies the action. This type and mode already predefined and available to us. Clear, right? Now to move that cursor, I need some methods. Some important methods I took it, make it. The following are some important methods used to control the cursor. If you don't write explanation also, write the methods and leave it. After last, before first is available. They given at the last you can take a point. Right. Okay. Program based on it. Example program. So there is one table to us, maybe book details, I think. Book details 52. So some 2 records available there. Let me insert 3-4 records to it once. So already program is there now with us already. How many of you typed this program correctly? Book details, raise your hands. Right. Okay. Based on that, anybody tried product details? Anybody? Whenever you find time, book details replace with product details. You try it. Now, add book details. Anyway, book code. I forget it. What book code is there? A234. Book name. Advanced Java there, I think. Core Java. Other PQR. Price sum 1770. So view all books. You can see 2, 3, 4 Core Java. Again Core Java, na? Right. Add book A212. Some advanced Java. Some XYZ. Some 1900 and 19. View books. So anyway, there are 4 records available roughly. You can insert how many you wanted. You can insert it. Exit. I explained that already to you, the pattern. So this is the program you had last week. So now all operations. If we insert, if you insert that
duplicate record if insert. I given no the second program. If insert duplicate record, what exception will come? SQL integrity constraint violation exception. Something will come. I had that line and you update it. So whatever I given you, update it. Means in your program, you try that once again. Okay, right. So anyway, some records are available here. Some 4 records available. Now my intention is non-scrollable. Sorry, scrollable I'm taking. JDBC application I'm taking. Select a project. JDBC application 4 I'm taking. I'm concentrating on result set scrollable. I'm concentrating. Result set scrollable. I'm concentrating. Click on finish. So right click and add the jar. Build path. Configure build path. Add external jar. Go with desktop. DB jar. Select it. Open. Apply and close. New and package. Always test, I will take it. Right click, new and class. DB con 4 I'm taking. Right. Import Java dot. I'm doing what now? Insert operation. Scrollable, okay. Dot SQL I'm doing. What happened? I removed that module info. I deleted that module info. Observed or not now, right? So module is a new feature introduced by Java 17, actually 2021 model. So who are downloading the latest Eclipses, delete that. In core Java also still module not entered. It will come in the last. After stream API completed, it will come. Okay, right. It creates a problems to you. So whenever you are creating a module input is there, right click and delete it. Delete that, right click, delete module. So do normally. Right. Here scanner I am not using any scanner. Just plain try catch I am using. This exception object will come from generally, you know, this is core Java pattern only, but actual exceptions will come to JSP actually. That JSP will come. I'm running one batch, 2 p.m. I'm running. 2 p.m. I'm running JSP. 2 p.m. batch I'm running JSP. In this JSP, this is error page. This is JSP project. One mini project. So here one exception will come. For this only we are keeping the try and going forward slowly. Last we'll reveal it. How to send a message to the web browser, we'll reveal it. When the JSP comes, it will come out. So until then, I written that integrity constraint exception. No, you follow that. Whenever we insert queries, especially whenever you are inserting duplicate query, the exception is coming. You have to handle it. That you try. Okay, right. What I given to you. But I'll reveal this point to you in the JSP last. How to send a message to your web browser. The pop-up message should come to web browser. Now here, establish connection. Whenever I'm asking you to establish the connection, it is not mandatory to load the driver I said. Only connection in enough? No, right? Loading driver is automatically performed from jdbc 4 onwards. Just establish one connection. After establishing the connection now create object with statement I'm creating. Statement stm is equal to con dot create statement. I must use type and mode I must use. Whenever I use type and mode only, that result set object will come as in scrollable. So what is type and mode means? Options are there to you. I can take any one option, I can take it, sir. Under type, I'll take it as a type scroll insensitive, I'll take. Normal popular one is insensitive. The reason, always we use result set to retrieve the data only, not for modifying. Modifying already update query is there now for us. We use for retrieve only. That also read only we use it. So always popular one is what now? Type scroll insensitive. So how to write type scroll insensitive? Sir, it is static. Static you can access with the class name or interface name, no, right? So here the variable available in the interface result set, you can access with the result set. See there. When you're writing a program here you can write result set dot. These are the variables coming or not now, right? So here type scroll insensitive you can take. I took this option or not now. Under mode you take read only, because always popular option is what now? Read only. We use result set to read the data only, no, generally. So how to use it now? Sir, the syntax is type. Why type? Result set dot, not type, correct only. Types concur read only. Can you see this? All of you understood the syntax? Say yes or no to me, right? If you don't take this one, that will be a non-scrollable. If you take this, that is scrollable. Now see. Sir, result set rs is equal to stm dot execute query. Here select star from book details 52 I'm taking. Book details 52 I'm taking. I'm passing this query as a parameter. So whenever I created object like this object is scrollable object is created. Sir, how can you know it is a scrollable? Right, okay, see there. I am printing system.out.println. I am printing. I want to print the details in reverse. Whatever the data available here, the same data will come to result set. Yes or no? Na? The same data will be reflected to result set. But I want to display last row as a first row. I want to display. I want to display last row as a first row and the first row as a last row. Means what? I want to display in the reverse form. So whenever I want to display in the reverse form, what is your imagination now? Sir, my imagination, cursor is standing here. That's my imagination. Let us move this cursor to down. Directly move this cursor to down. Let us move it. Sir, how to move this cursor to down now? Method is there now. After last. One method is there or not now? Moves the cursor after the last row. Then the cursor will go and stand in the last row. Means what? We are controlling the cursor with one method. So I'm moving the cursor to last row here. Table data in reverse. Now here, rs dot after last. After last. Now the cursor pointing means cursor pointing after the last row. Right? Okay. Here cursor pointing after last row. So pointing. Now display from last row income. Sir, how to display from last row? While loop you run from last. End of loop. Sir, how to run it, sir? Here one method is there. Can you see previous? Previous means moving the cursor backward or not now? See, moves the cursor in backward direction. The cursor will be coming up like this. It will be coming out previous. So rs dot previous. Rs dot previous. All of you understood the difference between rs dot next and rs dot previous? Rs dot next means move the cursor to forward. Rs dot next means move the cursor to backward. But whenever you want to move the cursor to backward, you must move the cursor to last row. No, after the last row, we had a method known as after last. Let me display them. System dot out dot print ln here rs dot get string of 1. rs dot get string of 2. rs dot get string of 3. I'm taking tab space rs dot get float of 4. Tab space rs dot get int of 5. The answer is coming in the reverse form. Can you see this? The table data coming in the form of reverse form. A101 here. A101 is the last. Last of first. This is first one here. Last. All of you understood these two methods, right? Okay. Now see. Let us show the syntax of prepared statement here only. Right. I am taking prepared statement. I am taking prepared statement PS is equal to con dot prepared statement. This object separate, this object separate. Yes or no? Na? I said no. Developer strongest point is background visualization. Only developer will have that visualization. You take anybody and in your total SDLC, software development life cycle, you take anybody, only code writer. Even tester also not needed because he use one tool and he'll see the test case. UI engineers are painters only. They'll give red color, blue color, painting work they will do. Whenever you want to do some painting work, visualization not needed. Yes or no? No. UI engineer is a painter only. You can say to anybody, Venkatesh sir said UI engineer is a painter, nothing happens, he's painter only. After constructing my wall only, he will come and give a painting. My wall is not there where he comes and give a painting, red color, blue color. So definitely for him also visualization not needed. Only developer, where it is available, how it is available, what form it is available, whether it is available there or not, access permission available or not available, that all who should maintain now? Developer should maintain visualizations. Why I said this point means this object is different. Now I am creating one more object with the same query. The same query. Select. If you want to create with another table for you, for me one table only 4 records is there. So for me maximum records that only. So I'm using on same table star from book details, comma, type and mode. Right, see there. Sir, type means again you should write same no, sir. ResultSet type scroll insensitive. ResultSet conquer read only. You must write it or not now. Now look here. You can write the complete variable name or you can write the number also. Instead of writing that, you can write what now? Number also you can write it. Type scroll insensitive means you can write 1004, you can write 1004. Mode means concur read only. You can write it as 1007. Error not there. You can write the syntax in this format or you can write this number. Because of this reason, everybody should remember numbers. Whatever I written in my book, at least that 4 numbers or 5 numbers, you should remember. He will ask a question in the interview. Final variable, no, what number is available, it will ask. Because final variable cannot be taken without initializing. That is the rule of your interface. So definitely final variable is there means what is its value? You must say at least 2 values you must say. All I cannot remember, but I can remember this. You must say 1 or 2, you must say. Whatever you said, that should be correct. Understood when? So by heart that 1 or 2. So you can use the variable name or you can use the number also. All of you clear about this statement, what I made to you. Okay, right. Now execute it. Result set rs2 is equal to ps dot execute query. ps dot execute query. It is executing. Now the data is available there. Now look here. Let me use other methods. Some other methods are there, no? Here. Okay. Sir, I want to display one row here. Sir, this is 1, 2, 3. I want to display row number 3. I want to display. Here 4 rows available in my table now. I want to display the 3rd row. I want to display 3rd row. I want to display. Whenever I want to display the 3rd row, now, I had a method known as absolute of row. So moves the cursor to the specified row number. You can write absolute of 3. You can write here. System.out. You are printing row number 3. You are printing. Row number 3. You are printing. Here rs2 dot absolute of 3 you are printing. So let me display that. Same records only. Here the object will be changed here. rs2. What is row number 3 in the original data now? A234. See there. 1 minute. rs2 dot string. Book details. Select star from book details 52. Now, what is the 3rd row here now? Don't see here now. See in the original table. What is the 3rd now? A, 2, 3, 4. All of you understood absolute? Right. Now relative. Relative means the cursor is waiting in the row number 3. From the row number 3, you can move up and down, you can move. Sir, move the row number with a relative like this. Now, system dot out dot println, I am using the method relative of -2. I will do. What I'll do now? Relative of -2. Relative of -2 means the cursor is waiting in the 3. 3 minus 2 is what now? 1. Row number 1 should come now. Let us see. Row number 1 is coming or not. Let me cross check. Relative. So here rs2 dot relative of -2. I will take it. After moving to -2, I am displaying. See, the row 1 is coming or not now? A101. The cursor moved to 2, 3, 4. From that cursor, I said -2. -2 means cursor is coming to, of course, only 4 records are there. But 50 records are there means move the cursor to 25. Cursor will go to 25. I want to come to 19th row. I can say -5 or -6. The cursor will come to 19. Right? I want to move the cursor to 27. I can say +2. The cursor is waiting in the 25 row. I can say +2. The cursor will go to 27 row. That's the meaning. Suppose in this, the cursor is waiting in the first row now. When the cursor is waiting in the first row, suppose I want to make a relative. I'll make a relative +1 I'll do. Relative +1 I will do. Relative +1. So row number 2 should come now. Row number 2 is A123, row number 1 is A101, row number 3 is A234. Answer is coming or not now? All of you understood relative, all of you understood absolute, all of you understood after last, all of you understood previous. Of course, remaining 2 methods you know. Before first already there. Suppose you want to move the cursor directly to the before first. Sir, I want to move the cursor back again to the original position. I want to bring the cursor to I moved here and there. The cursor is in the row number 25 or 26. I want to move the cursor to the first row or before the first row. Again, the method is there. So before the first. Again, keep the cursor in the original position. If not, make the cursor available to first row. Can you see this? You can make the cursor point to first row. You can make the cursor point to last row. All of understood these methods? Everybody can remember, right? So we are controlling the cursor on ResultSet object. So in this process, the cursor can be moved in 2 directions, forward and backward. If you can move the cursor in 2 directions, the ResultSet object is known as scrollable ResultSet object. ResultSet objects are how many types now? 2 types, scrollable, non-scrollable. So here I took db conf4.java. This is one main class. I'm going to paste the program to you and try it on the database table. Book details, you try it. So this is your output available to you. Remaining methods, you can try it. Remaining methods, you can try it. Already product table is there with you already. Yes or no? Na? How many records you created in the product table? 5 tables, 5 records are there with you, right? Construct jdbc application, jdbc application to perform the following operations on product 52 table. construct JD display reverse. Display last row. Display first row. Display specified row, means give, that is absolute, right? Specified row means I want absolute. I want the method, absolute method, I want it. This is absolute method. Absolute method. And exit. Exit is there means while loop. You must run the choices in the while loop. My intention is use a result set object. Sorry, use a result set. Anything, prepared statement or statement, anyone, two options are there. Go with prepared statement. Now the data will be available in the result set. Then ask the user, you want to display in what form? You want to display in the normal means normal output. Reverse means move the cursor to after last and display it. So I want last row means show only last row. I want first row means show only first row. I want to know particular row number means enter that row number and display it. All of you understood the question? Whenever you want to stop it, you can say exit. All of you understood the question? All of you understood today's session? Yes, sir. What is today's session now? Sir, result set objects are two types, scrollable, non-scrollable. So let us have small practice on scrollable by today. The two assignments, I'll give the solutions. Don't worry. So read the notes and come. Okay, right. Take a break for today.